What's going on, everybody? Dialerix TV back with another video, and in today's video we'll be discussing a potential signing for the Los Angeles Lakers. This article is per Heavy and the headline reads, Lakers urged to sign NBA champion Sharpshooting in free agency. He says, there's been a lot of chatter regarding what the Los Angeles Lakers could do on the trade market this offseason, but most of the moves they make will come via free agency. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Taylor Horton-Tucker are the only players who are under contract for next season. Without any options outside of a trade, Russell Westbrook and Kendrick Nunn both have player options they will likely pick up, while Austin Reeves, Stanley Johnson, Wayne Gabriel, and Mason Jones all have team options. The Lakers are going to have to make a lot of moves this offseason to fill out the roster. He says, with Westbrook almost certainly picking up his player option, the team will have limited cap space to sign players. Los Angeles will have to go bargain hunting, but that doesn't mean that they can't find good players. Greg Hughes of Bleacher Report believes that the Denver Nuggets guard Brian Forbes is the one player that the Lakers need to trade in free agency. He says, some might want the Los Angeles Lakers to aim high, but they shot for the moon with the Russell Westbrook trade last offseason, and we all know how that turned out. He says, this is a back-to-basics suggestion, a return to what we know works well for a team that employs LeBron James. Shooting is paramount for LA, and Brian Forbes is arguably the best gunner on the market. The 28-year-old won't contribute defensively, but he's a 41.3% shooter from long distance for his career, and he's more than a standstill threat. Forbes' 2.4 points per game off screens with the Denver Nuggets ranked 6th in the league this offseason. So if you guys would like to read the full article, the link is in the description box. So I think Brian Forbes, and when I say Forbes, I'm definitely not talking about the Forbes list where all the rich people reside, okay? Because we all know that Brian Forbes' money ain't long enough to be on that list, okay? I mean, he ain't broke, but he ain't balling either. Moving right along. But I think that Brian Forbes will be a great acquisition for the Lakers. He's a really great shooter. I wasn't aware that he won a ring with the Milwaukee Bucks. I didn't even know he played for the Denver Nuggets. The last time I seen him play was for the San Antonio Spurs, and I just remember how great of a shooter he was. And I think I think they were playing the Lakers, and he was just going off. Or it was some other team that he was playing. He was going off. But the San Antonio Spurs scouting department has always done a phenomenal job at scouting talent, and it's like everybody transformed into good players under Greg Popovich. They develop and become really good players. They blossom into great players under Greg Popovich. But I think that Forbes would be a tremendous signing for the Lakers. He would give us quality minutes. I think that if you add him to the crop of players that we already have, like Austin Reeves, Wayne Gabriel, and I wish the Lakers could re-sign Malik Monk, who was by far one of our best, most consistent players all season. He was on the contract year, so he was just shooting lights out. I think the Lakers, if you add Forbes with those crop of players, the Lakers would be a very competitive team, especially if you continue to build on that with players who take pride in wearing that purple and gold. And two, for players who are looking to compete night in and night out. You know, as the article mentioned, Forbes is 28 years old, which means he's not old, being as though we literally had a senior citizens home this past season. A bunch of old players on one team who couldn't guard anybody. Just got players, young players just running right past him. What's good, old nigga? Right? You know, Forbes shoot 40% from three, and the Lakers definitely need more shooting next season. He only averages 8 points per game, but I think he would be a great addition for the Lakers. So if I'm the Lakers, I would start by trading Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis, sign a player like Forbes in the summer, let LeBron James surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which seems like the main goal for the Lakers. You know, let him pass Kareem on the all-time scoring list, then trade LeBron soon as the trade deadline is approaching, okay? But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.